Hi, I'm Francis Macdonald. I'm CEO of Lift Power, and Lift is a company that is focusing on exploring and developing hard rock lithium deposits in Canada.
Sounds so simple, Francis. Sounds so simple. Do you know what? I've been at this, we're both at this conference in Quebec City at the moment, right? The amount of companies I've spoken to on stage who want to be you guys, it's ridiculous. You're doing something right.
Well, I guess the thing is we've got lithium deposits and everyone's looking for them. We own deposits that are sticking out of the ground. And yeah, I think people would love to have what we have for sure.
Yeah. Okay. So why don't we kind of, just for people new to the story, just summarize what you know about what you've got today? Because I'm interested in what you're going to do going forward. So
sure.
What's that summary?
So the lithium deposits that are sticking out of the ground, this is at our Yellowknife lithium project, and it's just outside the city of Yellowknife in the Northwest Territories of Canada. It's got great infrastructure, so there's a road that goes through 7 of these lithium pegmatites, and what makes them special is they stick out of the ground. You can see them from space. You can go on Google Earth. When I'm at the bar, I pull out my phone and I'll show you, oh, look, I'm going to zoom in. Here's Yellowknife, and there's the big white things. And they're like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
I get it.
Well, I some joke about keeping it simple, but sometimes, and certainly over the past few days, I've had CEOs overcomplicate stories because they've got nothing.
That's it.
Nothing. Trying to confuse people with technical jargon. You're saying, I can physically see these things. We've gone up there. It's what we thought it was. There's a lot of it. And I guess the question now is, how do you get after it, right? So money, it always takes money. So where are you with that?
Well, we started June with about 44 million in cash. So we're definitely cashed up. We're deploying that capital now. We've started a big drill program. So 45,000 meters of drilling. That started June 2nd, and that's going to take us until around November. So we started with 2 rigs. We're scaling up to 6 in July, and lots of news coming out. We're about 17 holes into the program right now.
Okay. And what have they told? Have you got that?
No assays. We've sent 2 holes to the lab, but we did put a press release out last week with visuals on the core. And so for spodumene pegmatites, spodumene makes up 20% of the rock mass. It's not like gold where you pick up the rock and you say, oh, is this 1 gram, 10 grams, or 100 grams? Yeah. You know, if something's 20% of the rock mass, you see it, right? So we drilled underneath some of the best channel samples at surface, and we hit similar widths of spodumene pegmatite in the drilling. And locally, we're getting up to 50% spodumene, but it's banded. It goes 50% and then 0 and then 50%. So across the interval of about 40 meters, we're expecting about 20 to 25% spodumene. And in this area, spodumene is running about 7% pure spodumene. So you can do the math of what we think will come out in the assays.
Yeah, and I will. I'll do that for everyone later. And so, on the money side of things, are you allocating how much to the users that you're like all of it?
No, it's about 30 million for Yellowknife.
Right.
Yeah, it's a big chunk.
And we haven't talked about debts. I mean, it's coming to surface, but obviously it must go away again.
That's the thing. So there's been so much work done on these in the 50s, in the 70s, and the 80s. Yeah. So everything's been done at surface. Right. There's nothing left to do. There's economic grades at surface. So the only thing we can do at this point is just drill underneath and see what happens to the widths, but also to the grade at depth.
Right. Okay. You've kind of like shot out of the gate real quick, and you've kind of got high grade. You seem to have a lot of it, and people get what you're doing, and people want to be you, right? But how do you build this story up? Because, do you know what I mean? You kind of can say, well, I've got to try and get a better understanding on geologically, clearly, but kind of to what end? How do you play this market? The lithium market feels like it'll last forever, but nothing does. So you guys are really working towards something.
Sure. So the way we are playing the lithium market is that it's not going to last forever. And this is a race to get these projects up into production. Okay. So we need to catch this wave while prices are completely disconnected from the cost curve. And we want to catch that. So, you know, if we're in that wave, we can pay the CapEx off. Eventually prices will go down. But we've already paid everything off, and it's going to be a lot harder for people to enter the market at that point. So we're really trying to do everything as quickly as we can. We're doing a lot of things in tandem. We've started environmental baseline studies in the Yellowknife area. So we're planning that there's a mine there, and we're going out to prove it.
Right. Okay. And in terms of, there's a lot of lithium stories in Canada at the moment. I mean, there was a kind of move about a couple of years ago with some DLE type stories. On recently even seen a Brian story come through. These kind of hard rock plays, I think, they're better understood, certainly by others. What was that an advantage to you because of the kind of, that whole ESG component? You're talking about brines. People are not pro brines anymore. People are not sure whether the DLE actually kind of stacks up economically anymore. So do you kind of feel that in terms of getting that positioning and getting out of the gate quickly and making damn sure you take advantage of this kind of uptick in the market, does that put you in a good place?
I mean, I think we're in a really good place, and I would agree that spodumene projects are better understood than DLE. DLE is new technology. This, if it can work, it's going to be game changing. Like some of these oil field brines, if you can get the lithium out and with very few deleterious elements, there's a huge amount of lithium there. But it is a new technology. Whereas with spodumene mining, it's tried, tested. People have been mining spodumene since the 1800s, and it's really just a conventional open pit mining operation, which is relatively simple
And cheap.
and cheap.
Cheaper.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
I enjoy this, don't we? I think, I normally kind of get into the weeds here, but you kind of kicks this conversation off. Let's kind of keep it simple. It is a simple story. If you like lithium and you like it in Canada and you like big and you like grade, it's probably the story for you.
It's that simple.
Sorry, guys.